Episode number 1. Stay.
This is the first episode?
Jay, stay. Yeah.
Oh, shit. What's
Yeah.
up, man?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right, so, look, you got to get up, do this, bam, from the microphone.
Oh,
So,
that's law?
No, that's what's best.
That's
and
what's
that
best,
way
right.
you can be heard perfect.
Oh, shit.
But make sure this
Damn.
is in between you and the microphone.
This is
This is a
science.
pop filter.
Should it go over here, or should I
You should.
speak to it?
Yeah.
Damn. This is
Yeah,
hella
just kinda-
savvy.
Just
Well,
kind of
so
do
maybe I
that
should sit
so
right
that
here,
it
huh?
has a.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 1,
Of
V1.
what was it? Jay and Stay.
No,
Stay
it's
down,
stay
stay
down,
down.
stay down with Jay.
Stay with Jay.
Stay down.
Stay with Jay.
Stay with Jay.
Yeah. Stay with Jay.
Stay with Jay. That is actually
Something that
you gotta
rhymes.
shorten
It's
yours
easy.
up. Stay down. A little too long for the verb.
Podcast world.
And that's you know that's what I've heard about with
Did I
people
not
that
grab
have
my fucking phone? I
one
did.
syllable names like Tom,
That's
Mike,
a lot easier to remember.
and they're
Oh, shit.
supposedly a lot more successful in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're
Think about
easy
it.
to remember their names.
think about it. Tom
You can pull
Cruise,
that down if you
You
want.
know what I mean?
Well, also, there's fucking a million
Brad
people.
Pitt.
What's his name? Engelbert Humperdinck was a famous
Who
dude.
the
So
fuck is that?
and there's tons of people that have names that aren't short. Engelbert Humperdinck.
That's just a fun name to say. That's
It is
just
probably
cool.
the funnest name to say.
You know it, man.
All right. So I'm gonna pull this up so we have stuff to talk about. Just ask you questions. Since you are my co-host, but also and best friend, and also
best friend.
the first guest.
Fuck yeah.
So we got to get into this before we start having guests on. We need to get to know each other and ourselves for our viewers and listeners and for their pleasure.
I agree with that.
All right,
I agree with that.
hit that button. Hit
Definitely
the
for
button
their
on the fan. Hit the top button. See the 4 buttons? Just lean over there and hit a fucking button.
Hit it.
Turn that bitch on. Yeah.
Top one.
All right, so these are
Cause we're
like mini cheese sticks. Really good to dip in the in
fun.
that.
I brought veggie sticks.
Dude, they're the best. I love veggie sticks.
If
Veggie straws, not veggie sticks. Veggie sticks are a little too hard. But those are veggie straws, I believe. Nope, those are sticks.
So there are, so the straws are a little softer.
Straws are a lot softer.
Good, because I got a cavity and I wish I would have had those. Was that him?
Yeah, whining.
Man,
Like a little bitch.
You sound like a fucking door alarm.
Whining like a little bitch.
Oh, he likes veggie sticks, huh?
Jay, what's the grimiest thing you've ever done your entire life? And I mean like the most selfish, shitty thing you've ever done. You go, and then I'll go. Think about it. Think real deep down.
Oh, man. Let's see. The grimiest.
Yeah. Just the shittiest thing you've ever done in your life.
To someone?
Yeah. Someone, something that you don't like, that you're certainly not proud of.
Definitely like when we were younger and we were all fucking hella high and we would take our hamster out of the fucking cage and we'd all 4 of us would hold the sheet and put the hamster in the middle of the sheet and we'd fucking spread the sheet as fast as we could and let the fucking hamster like, you know, jump around. But then we started to like get hella crazy and we would like swing it and then the hamster hit the top of the fucking ceiling.
You killed it?
Nah, he just probably got a little bit of brain damage, but he lived. I mean, he was cool as fuck. I mean, he was still even cooler after that, but he was still.
He could talk. He could speak Spanish after that.
I was like, we were a little, we were a little upset about that, but yeah, that's probably the most grimiest shit I've ever done to something, you know, or animal, you know, someone. Is it a person at that point? No, it's not. It's something, you know.
I
It's a
used to
thing.
beat people up I didn't know because people would ask me to.
Yeah, point him out, knock him out type shit, like Chicago. Yeah, I've seen videos.
More like, hey, this guy's down here, and he's gonna beat up my friend, and neither one of us thinking we can handle him. Will you come beat him up? And I would just show up out of nowhere and beat him up.
Just throw hands on him, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't know them. Only did it because a friend of mine asked me to.
and we call that the element of surprise.
That I used to
It's a
steal
good
checks.
tactic.
I used to steal checks from my parents and write them out to myself and cash them and go buy weed with it, pay for hotel rooms. Because this is when they kicked me out of the house.
Oh, that's way worse.
That was pretty shitty. That's one of the worst things.
That's
Stealing shit from my mom, or like doing grimy ass shit to people's houses.
Oh man,
I remember when I was like
I just
18,
remember
19, going
Yeah.
to house parties of people I didn't even know, and just going in their parents' room and stealing all types of shit, taking shits. And I took a shit in this one chick's dad's closet on his clothes, and I pissed all in there. And we were in her kitchen, and she had an uncle that was mentally handicapped, and he would do like little Play-Doh clay statues of people golfing,
Yeah.
little, and then he
Uh-huh.
would put them in the oven and harden them up and
kill
shit.
him, yeah.
And there was like 30 of them on the counter, and me and my buddy were just like, bang, bang, tossing them up over our shoulder. Just broke every single one of them, shattered them all for no reason at all. And just pieces of shit, dude.
I am appalled. That not only have I never heard this before, but that you contributed to that type of fucking anarchy,
Tomfoolery.
dude.
That's
That's
so fucked up. And I did it, man. And now that I look back, I'm like, wow, what a shitty move. But, you know, it's shit like that I've done
wow.
that lets me know that shit like that is not okay. And that's why I don't still do shit like
What
that, because
about
I've done
it
it.
made it not okay now? What do you think? Made
Just it's selfish. Anything that you do strictly for yourself is not
it's
okay.
because you matured out of that.
Unless it doesn't bother someone
Do you
else.
still want to smash ceramic objects?
Yeah,
From
absolutely. But
every
not
now and
made
then?
by fucking somebody who's mentally challenged and like took a lot of pride in them. Had a bunch of them in the kitchen. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but god damn.
And he was
Okay, now
mentally
your turn.
challenged.
Oh yeah, you should have seen them. They were
Was
all
he like in a wheelchair?
no, not him. The statues. They literally look like a 3-year-old made them in preschool. They were all made out of Play-Doh and shit.
That's my type of work right there. My drawings and everything else. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely fucking elementary school grade right there. I've always admired people who really have that artistic capability to like put a fucking picture or like visual into their brain and then put it down on paper, like, and get it all proportionally correct and everything else. It's like
Here,
where
take
do
a
you
bite.
come
This
from?
is a really good chicken sandwich.
I almost am like, no, dude.
Just
take a
pop that
bite.
fucker in your head.
Take a bite.
Just pop it in your head, dude. Trust me.
It's a fucking mushroom, dog.
Trust me.
It's a mushroom.
Trust
I'm
me,
not-
dude. Put it in your face.
I'm telling you, it's
If you don't eat it, I'm punching you slam in the nuts right now. Just stick it in your face.
Slam in the nuts.
Just in the face. Go.
Looks really bomb.
It is magnificent. Don't take a piece
Damn,
out.
man, it's fucking smoky.
It's so good.
The griller shit there.
Oh yeah. So it's called
Fuck
cookout.
yeah.
Now give me that burger.
No, that's fine. That's mine.
You just ate some of mine. Now you gotta give me some.
Dude, that wasn't the cap. You didn't tell me there was a caveat at all.
There's the accoutrements.
Here, I still slide that burger to you though, bro.
Good looks.
Yeah.
Good looksies. Now look, I want you to try this yum yum sauce I made.
Because I know this guy. He didn't buy a burger for me.
You did.
He bought a burger and a chicken sandwich for himself. When I came over and I asked, "What did you give me?" This guy said, "A burger or a chicken sandwich." Because this guy will give the shirt off his back to anybody who needs it, and then he'll punch you right in the face.
I'd rather look out for people than break their toys.
What is that, like a American cheese curd right there?
I'm telling you about the sauce, dude. The sauce is the
That's
important
good.
part.
Mhm.
It's a yum yum sauce that I made.
This consistency of this cheese is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's called white cheddar cheese curds from Cookout.
Fucking knew it.
Hey, Cookout. You want to do a brand deal? Holler at your boy.
Cookout is definitely not going to be a topic of my conversation. I'll tell you that right now.
No. I normally don't eat there, but I fucking around and got this shit, and it is all fire.
I'll tell you what. It hasn't really disappointed me, but I've just heard some disappointing things from certain people who went to certain cookouts in certain places.
Yeah.
And they've seen some things
I've
that
seen
happened
some
there.
things, dog.
They've seen some things. That's like the freaking video that I saw about this dude who got a KFC box, and he opened up his box and he took a bite of his drumstick and he set it down because he like said it tastes weird. And I'm actually making all this shit up because it really like the video really only showed him. It just showed the box open and the drumstick in there with the bite already fucking taken out of it, and he's looking and zooming in. There's maggots all in it. He's like, I just ordered this. Yeah, he doesn't even say that.
I just ordered this 2 years ago.
The caption, the description of the video said, "Guy orders KFC and finds maggots in his drumstick."
Dope.
And funny enough,
That happened to you?
bullshit. I would no. Oh my god.
Aegis, come.
Just come on. This way. There you go, buddy. Yeah.
Sit.
Do not. I don't know if
Sit.
you cat turds or whatever. My dog started doing that shit, and I can't kiss her at all.
Quit licking.
I don't know
Okay.
if you out there.
So this is the second thing. How you feel about Kobe Bryant?
You know, I never knew the guy, but I can definitely say that the movement,
You gotta quit getting
Has-
riled up. Just let him sit here.
the movement that has transpired after his death, has been ultimately.
Great. Fucking great,
fulfilling.
dude.
I mean, it's actually just to see people react to someone so sincere and genuine. I mean, I read the bio and I read some things of that he's done with his life and for people, and ultimately he's just been recognized as an incredible human. And
yeah.
I mean,
Other than the people that
I feel the controversy.
talk
Like,
mad
are you talking
shit.
about the controversy of his death, of like, you know, the pilot, and then the frickin'...
No. I'm talking about the fact that he was charged with rape back in the day.
Oh yeah,
13 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah.
there's women that are like,
Yeah. Who
I
hasn't
will
been
not
charged with
celebrate.
rape, though?
Yeah, I will
I
not
have, like, 2
celebrate.
rape charges.
He's like, I'm not gonna
What?
celebrate the life of
I don't.
a rapist. And you're like, bitch. A, all those charges were dismissed. B, he's Kobe fucking Bryant. He didn't have to take the pussy from nobody
Sure.
ever.
Sure.
He could go to somebody's great grandma and be like, give me $1,000 and I'll let you give me some head, and she would do it.
This is probably true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a single person on this planet that wouldn't. That's a female.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
that's Kobe fucking Bryant. The way people are going about that, disrespecting him, and the fact that his daughter was on the.
Oh,
with
this is
him.
like new. This is new news. Like, this is is he exposed of being of having rape charges now after his death, or?
Well,
or,
no,
I mean,
no,
what do you
that
mean?
happened 13 years ago, 2007,
Oh.
2006,
Oh,
2007.
and now people are like
he was
bringing
charged
it back to
of
the
it.
surface,
Right,
after his,
because he's dead,
yeah.
and
People are like, "Well, good, he's a rapist. He should
yeah,
die."
exactly,
Oh, for
exactly.
real?
People are being shitheads about it, and it's
Fuck.
always some super fucking feminist woman who's some social justice warrior,
Sure,
like
sure,
just
sure,
trying
sure,
to
sure.
cancel someone who's already
Or just someone
dead,
who's passionate about
dude.
it. I mean, people are passionate about certain things, but it's just, you know, there's a time and a place for certain things to happen. And after someone passes, I mean, it's like, what good does it do you to, you know, diminish the quality of an individual they were while they were here? You know what I mean? It's like,
Right,
you
right.
need to recognize somebody. You know, you shouldn't be.
And also, people get rewarded for being pieces of shit now on the
Yeah.
internet. Like, if you say some off the wall ass, completely wrong ass shit, then all it's gonna do is garner, it's gonna warrant outrage from everybody. But they're gonna be talking about your post, which then in turn brings eyes to your shit, and then
Yeah.
you get 50 million views. And then people start paying you money for brand deals and sponsorships because you said some. That's what happened with 6ix9ine. Remember, he was just talking mad shit about Tupac and the West Coast and how he don't have to check in, he's a blood and this and that. And then all these rappers were like, "Fuck this guy," and then it brought a lot of fame and eyeballs to him, and then all of a sudden he blew up, and then he got caught up and then started snitching on people, and now he's a snitch now.
Tekashi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he started off just being like a crazy internet troll, just talking mad shit, and that's what got him the fame.
Damn, I'm
and
so
fortune.
out of the loop.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
Fucking, but look where it got him now.
Yeah. Well, he's mad snitching. Quit licking yourself. We're on TV, dude.
He's a snitchaholic, but when it comes down to like the fame,
See, this is why I don't bring you up here.
I wonder if he's still getting, like, I wonder if he's still getting royalties and everything as well. I don't know. Like, they see the.
Well, see, his manager is the one who's against him, and his manager's the one paying him.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that controversy is something I didn't follow enough because
he's a shitbag.
It wasn't important to me.
All right.
You know. Because I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it,
here's the thing:
rappers are a dime a dozen now.
Well,
know?
yeah.
You know, and like when it comes down to the,
I'm a fucking rapper.
Yeah.
I'll just put a few things on Spotify and put a few things on SoundCloud. Boom.
Right.
I'm in there. Anyway.
Yeah.
If this takes off the way we want it to take off, are you willing to move to LA?
Yep. You know why? Because I already been out there and I know people out there. I know the area. Somewhat.
I've been out there quite a few times.
But quite frankly,
would you be willing to move there just so that we could do podcasts? Because that's where 90% of the stars live. And after we get big and famous from this, then we will need to start bringing in guests. And that's where the guests are. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to want to fly to Virginia to come be on our podcast for 3 hours.
That's what we need to do.
What, just move to LA?
No, fucking bring the guests to Virginia. Be like, yo, get out your comfort zone. Bring it to Virginia and just see where it's at now. Like, let's make Virginia the new LA.
It would be cool, but how many people are actually going to go for that?
It's almost like LA, VA. There's a little bit of that. They just take the L and just crank it a little bit.
That's a stretch, dude. You're stretching.
Stretch the L.
You're stretching.
Stretching the L.
You're trying to turn Virginia into Los Angeles. It's not going to work.
I mean, hey.
So you'd be down to move to LA? Even with the cost of living out there?
Yeah, I'd make it. I'd make it easily. Right.
And it's if you're
following
in
the dream and following the fucking movement and being able to be that like artist or that, you know, program. Really, they say that it's what of like 51% of like the world of America's top income is actually based out of California and based out of
Did you know that
LA.
Los Angeles or
51%.
Los Angeles, LA, is the 8th largest economy in the world.
Yeah. No, I didn't. But
the
I
United States is the 3rd largest economy in the world, and California is the 8th.
I love my dog. I took her for a walk earlier this morning.
All right.
It was actually some nut job that was trying to fucking drive down this country road like at 90 miles an hour.
What do you think happens to you after you die?
After you die, I think that you know, I've thought about this. There's a couple things that I think happens, but one thing that I do believe is that there's parallel universes that you will experience throughout life that you might not be able to make sense of because of how not only how oblivious we all are to certain signs and certain things that happen in our lives, but when you meet someone that you feel like it's familiar or you see something or deja vu. Right, deja vu.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest things that I've ever fucking dealt with that I've been like, why is this what it is?
Why does that happen?
I think that's a parallel universe talking to you, and I think when you die, you kind of embark. Remember that one movie with Jet Li when he had fucking literally like 30 Jet Lis in one movie, and he was like, it was like a time travel movie, like
yeah.
He was
Time Cop.
Time Cop. Yeah, where he was fucking basically like this and that all over the place, and like he would find himself in different worlds, doing different things, and he was a different person, but ultimately the same guy. Mm-hmm. I think that's what happens, man. I think Hollywood I think it's really been figured out, but you know, ultimately, I feel that if we as humans were able to disregard the fucking divide of countries and people, and we focused on time and space, and we actually were able to figure out like that the International Space Station is able to fucking have all, like, collectively everyone has been donating to figure out what space is and how space works and more about space, but like we don't for real do more than that. We don't. And if we did, we'd be able to time travel right now.
Hand me that rag.
No. We'd be able to time travel right now.
Hand me that rag. My hands are gross.
No. No, oh, nice. Wow. Wow, you really, okay.
I really went there.
Yeah, you did.
All the way.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at him. Your dog's going to eat my leg now. But I think that there would be a big...
Hand me the rag.
There you go. I don't even know why I did. People are more reactive than they are preventative. You know, and that's the problem with people is that, you know, and I mean myself included. Fuck, dude. I really don't. There's so much that I can prevent, but it's really about staying focused, you know, to do that. But really, people are quicker to. I think it really, you need to have that inner chi. You need to fucking meditate, you know, which I need to do more. You know, access more of the pineal gland and like.
Dude, that's another thing. What I think happens when you die, I think you go into a trip. They say that the pineal gland, it secretes dimethyltryptamine when you're in heavy REM sleep and right before you die.
Yeah.
And so that trip that you're in, you know how when people, they go into it and come out and then they talk about it?
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, I was in another dimension.
Dude,
I was
like that
somewhere.
20 Minutes in Hell book? Oh
yeah,
my God,
he said, man,
crazy.
I was in a place with nothing but geometric figures and shapes, talking to a big giant being of nothing but energy, and it was like pulsating lights all around me, and yada yada. And I feel like that may be where your mind goes when you die, or not your mind, because you go brain dead. Obviously, that's what being dead is.
It's your spirit.
That's where your conscience or your
right.
soul or your spirit. I think, and I don't even know if I really think that's where it goes, but I have been thinking a lot lately that there's a chance that could happen.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think I believe in a heaven or hell. I believe that something caused the Big Bang. Now, maybe it's...
I didn't understand that.
That's trippy.
No, it's not.
Heaven
I can't
or
count.
hell. It did it right after you said heaven or... You don't think there's a heaven or hell, and it was like... Bloop. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, right. That wasn't very trippy. That's just your
That's
Siri.
timing.
That's your
man.
Siri or Google just hearing me say, hey, Google, or hey, Siri, or whatever.
Hey, Bixby.
There you go. You know, whatever I said sounded like that. And then it magically started
I
listening.
actually didn't know that I could actually do that until right now, because I know Bixby is on my phone, but I didn't know it was enabled.
Yeah.
And now I know. And knowing is half the battle.
So,
G.I. Joe!
got to get tough. Go, Joe.
Saying, man. Big, you know, there's big moves when you die. And I think that's the beautiful part about death, is that it's the unknown.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and we're all gonna
I was
get
listening
there.
to Joe Rogan the other day talk about how big infinity is. So infinity is so big that we can't wrap our minds around how big it is. It's literally never ending. So
That's what she said.
those jokes are so old, dude. People have been saying that's what she said since 1981. Since 1981.
Before we were born.
Yeah, yeah. And you're still dropping that's what she said jokes. You need to come up with something better. You're a smart, funny guy. Let's not go back to old, beat up, worn out jokes.
I'm only human.
Okay, so here we go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Infinity is so big that since the universe is so is infinite, that not only is there another planet out there with life on it, right? There is infinite planets out there with life. Not only that, there's infinite planets out there They're the exact same size, shape, have the exact same amount of people, the exact same people. Has a version of you that looks the exact same, that did everything the exact same as you are doing right now, your
Right.
entire life,
Right.
even down to that word right there. And there's infinite of those, if that makes sense.
Bunch of copycats out there.
It's just just infinites of everything, because it's just so big that eventually there's going to be other planets.
So do you think that would almost take out the whole interest of doing something new, because you think that someone's already done it who's just like you somewhere else in a different span of time on a planet that you just couldn't
But it
even
hasn't been
wrap your
done
head
right here. My friends haven't seen it done, so no. Doesn't take anything away from doing something new.
But then if your
doing
friends-
something new isn't for anybody else, but it's for me.
around. Right, yeah.
I do it
Yeah.
do something new because I want to do something I've never done before.
Straight up.
Gotta be
But
selfish.
then to be that like so involved with the infinity, you know,
That's
philosophy.
just an explanation of how big infinity is. And I heard it and I was kind of blown away by it, and I thought I should mention it.
If Joe Rogan said it, it's fact.
Yeah, Joe fucking Rogan, Dr. Joe Rogan.
Dr. Joe.
Yeah. all hail
Joe
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rowe.
All hail the
Man,
master,
he's
the
caught some
podcaster,
Yeah.
the podcaster master. He's the
He's-
man, dude. I swear to God, if there was one person if I had to listen to one person the rest of my life and just one person, it'd be Joe Rogan.
Interesting enough.
That's a genius, and not even like a
say
super
it'd be
smart guy. He's curious. He's a really well thought out individual. Like, he thinks out his moves well, and he's hilarious. He's a professional comedian, and not like he's naturally funny. I don't think Joe Rogan's that naturally funny, but he's a hard worker, and that's what makes me want to get into stand up. Is because I'm a naturally funny guy, but I never in my life thought that if somebody stood me on stage with a mic that I could keep people laughing for an hour. But I might be able to do that, because I've definitely riffed off the top of my head for an hour straight and had people rolling on the floor laughing. Right? It's happened before. But that's not what comedy is. They
Punchlines.
literally take years writing out
Constructing their craft.
writing out just a set, just an hour-long special. They'll take it, separate it into bits, into small sections with small jokes,
Right.
and then they get in front of audiences, sometimes 2-3 times a night, every night of the week, and practice it. And stretch this word out here, or tighten this sentence up over here, or make this pause a little longer.
Right.
Just kind of tweak it and tweak it and tighten it up and make it to
Like
where...
cadence, like a rapper having
Exactly.
cadence
It's a rhythm to comedy, but they
You think
work
about
at it
rappers
and
nowadays.
tweak it, and you can take anything and make it funny if you tweak it enough. And so it all just comes down to how hard you're willing to work. And I am willing
That's
to
the
work,
truth, bro.
and I am always willing to work. And I could make it work as a comedian. I know I could, but where I would find the time to get started, where I would go to my first open mic, I don't know. You know, I don't live in LA where there's comedy clubs that I can just go to and sign up and get in front of people. Like, I would have to do some stand-up shit at like a park, like Dave Chappelle. When Dave Chappelle went on his break, on his hiatus, you know, he used to take a milk crate and like one speaker with the mic attached to it and stand out in the middle of an open park and do stand-up in the middle of the day, and people would just hear him like and congregate around him, and he would just be doing stand-up in the middle of a park on a milk crate.
In
Yeah.
Africa?
No, he was only in Africa for like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's hella cool. I can only imagine dealing with the clout of being famous and trying
Dave
to,
Chappelle was the last comedian that actually used to really have me rolling on the floor.
Yeah,
laughing.
right. No doubt.
I
no
don't
doubt.
think it's that funny anymore. I don't
Yeah.
think comedians are that funny anymore.
Nah,
I really enjoy listening to Tom Segura. I really think Theo Von is hilarious. John Mulaney is a funny dude.
John Mulaney is funny. Yeah.
Louis C.K. was funny. All the
he's
shit
funny.
that he, like his controversy that he's going through right now.
Louis C.K.
Yeah.
What's that? What is
He
going
said
through?
it's something fucked up about a kid dying.
I think
okay.
the terminally.
And he made a joke out of it. And like I said, when you write a joke, it then takes years to perfect it and make it not so shocking, make it not so offensive, right? There's ways to tweak it and make it not so offensive. That's why when you go into a comedy club, they take your cell phones. They take everybody's cell phones when you go in and hold them, and then when you leave, they give them back to you because they don't want you recording someone's bit or someone's set, and it's not ready yet. You know what I mean? But somebody recorded his shit and put it on the internet before it was ready, and
They didn't have a
everybody
chance to
blew
edit.
up. Right up. Right.
Of course.
Yeah, he's going through all that right
We're
now.
probably going to get sexual assault charges just for this podcast.
Yeah, because I put the dog in the kennel. That's the main thing. Bitches be in cages.
Abuse your dog.
I got bitches in cages right now.
One bitch.
One bitch in one cage.
Well, wait. Is a bitch is a female dog?
Yeah. He's a male, but he acts like a bitch.
But what does that mean? Does that mean a male dog isn't a bitch?
Correct.
Which sounded very fucking ridiculous to say, but then what do you call them? A stud? Is that they're just called studs? So then if a bitch is the
Probably
name
a
for the
stud or a bull or something along those lines.
Then think about things. So right now, yeah, I like, video games now. Oh, Escape from Tarkov. It's Escape from Tarkov. We need to play that.
Have you started playing it yet?
Fuck no, but I know that I will buy it and I will start.
I have it.
It's like, oh, bro,
I haven't played it yet though.
dude, it's like Call of Duty meets Battlefield meets a fucking like massive MMO. No,
Yeah, but
not
it's
massive MMO.
literally has no point to it except to steal guns from other people.
No, there's a storyline to it.
Well, yeah, but basically all you got to do is go in.
Is there a storyline? I don't know. I just said that.
It's called your
lied.
goal is to escape from Tarkov, but it takes a long time. So you literally go on thousands of raids during your escape from Tarkov. There you can either be your main character or you can be a scav. If you're a scav, you go on a raid and they pick your guns. You can't have any other guns besides what they give you. And you kill people and you take their guns. Whatever you take from them, as long as you are able to extract without dying, then you keep all their guns and you can put them onto your main character.
Yeah.
Now, if you go in with your main character and you kill people, then you get to keep their guns. But if you die, you lose all of the shit you're holding.
And your whole character, right?
Yeah. So you have to
You gotta
restart.
start
So
off.
it's better to be a
start
scav.
over.
Go in as a scav and just try to get it. You don't get as much as a scav as you would going in as your main character, but that's how you build up a decent arsenal, and then you take that arsenal, put it on your main character, go in and kill a bunch of big top dudes. But basically that's it. Your goal is to just keep going in on raids, killing a bunch of people, taking all their guns, and then extracting
Right.
and building up your guy. And that's basically it. And then eventually you escape from Tarkov. But that's pretty much the game, is going in on raids and building your guy up.
But I think what's cool is that you have a team of 5. Yeah, it's a team of 5, homie. Like you play.
I
with a
only
team of
ever
5.
played singles.
Oh yeah.
I've
See?
only ever seen singles.
That's what I mean. You can play with a team of like 5.
Okay.
The beautiful part about it is that someone who plays the game a lot told me this.
Who? Jake?
No, his name's Civ3.
Shout out.
I met him out.
Shout out
Civ 3. I met him outside his door when I was knocking on a door in the neighborhood, and he was outside, and I was like, he pulled up in a Mercedes Sprinter, and I was like, "How's that thing treating you, bro?" He was like, "Fucking love it, man. Doing real good." And I was like, "That transmission hasn't dropped yet, no?" He's like, "Yeah, man. It's a Sprinter, man. They don't drop." And I was like, "Tell that to my homie who bought one brand new and fucking transmission dropped out of like 80,000 miles." Yeah, just fucking blew out of it. Like, just
wow.
fucked it up. Now, it could have been a fluid issue or whatever. It could not have been taken care of it. I don't know.
See, I had an Audi when I was 16. I bought my first
They're
car
tough
was
to-
an
yeah,
Audi,
Audis can be tough to
but it
repair.
was written all in German, and I didn't know nothing about vehicles. So
Yeah.
I never filled up any of the fluids, and I bought it used.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
basically didn't put any transmission fluid in it,
Ooh.
and burned up the transmission
Yeah.
after about a year,
Mm-hmm.
and just junked it. I only paid $450 for it, and it was
That's
a
not bad.
1994 Audi A4, and it was a savage little car. It was clean, it was nice.
Yeah.
I just destroyed it for no
Fluids will
reason.
do that.
Yeah,
no,
man.
No lubrication.
Some
in the
grimy
joints,
shit
man.
that I did, dude, to a car that didn't deserve it.
See, come a full circle right there.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. I mean, like this dude was cool as fuck. He was like explaining the game to me, and what he said, which I don't know if it's true because I haven't played it yet, is that you run in groups of 5, right? You're like your team basically runs the map, and then you go into areas where there might be another team or not, and if there isn't, there's other places that you can go into where they have like bosses that you battle, and you can like, be like, gotta be strategic and fighting these fools because like the AI is vicious.
Yeah, they're.
But
real
as
good.
you're battling this boss and the AI fucking bots and shit, there could be another squad that fucking rolls up in the same area and they end up.
That's just like
take
Hunt.
you out.
That's just like Hunt. Have you played Hunt yet?
I think I saw you playing that
With Lamar.
you
play in a team of 3.
That was it. Yeah,
you
that
play
was
in
it.
a team
It's a
of
lot
3.
running. It's a lot of running, right?
No, I mean, yeah,
all across
but
the map and shit. I remember you said like, dude, like, damn, we've been running for a minute across this shit. Like, right? It gets a little boring because of running.
Not really.
Okay.
But it's not a big map. It's not a huge map. It's definitely a few POIs in it, but it's not like the size of Fortnite or nothing.
Okay.
But it's
some
based in like the old West, around like the turn of the century. So like it's based in the West, but like at like 1910 or something. So where the guns are literally like old revolvers and shotguns, but they're modded by hand. You'll see like tape wrapped around this and like a fork sticking out of that one, and like weird ass guns that people make, like put a tin can with holes in it around the barrel to make it a silencer, like shit like that.
Dude, we put a water bottle around the 22 and it actually suppressed a little bit of the noise.
Yeah, they in this game, it's based in like an old timey kind of a western, and you go in and it's 5 teams of 3, and you spawn all around the map, and then you got to creep, and throughout the map is zombies that if you get too close they'll chase after you or kill you. There's like regular zombies. There's also like these beehive ones where it's like a zombie woman and her head is a beehive. If you get too close, then the bees come out and swarm you and they sting you with poisonous shit. There's these dogs, hellhounds, and there's like a pack of 5 of them, and they just destroy. And the only way to kill them is to shoot them. Yeah, and the only way to kill them is to shoot them. But if you shoot them, boom, anybody can hear you from anywhere in the map, and they always come running. And there's always a boss or 2 sometimes, and extraction points. So what your goal is to get into the game, you have to go and find the boss. And the way you find the boss is by going to each one of the POIs, the points of interest, the little towns, and you have to find the clue. And it's like basically a hole in the ground with like this demon thing coming up, and you basically like get the clue, and boom, it'll cut off a section of the map that the boss is not in. And once you get 3 of those, boom, it basically just puts a circle where the boss is. You can fuck around and accidentally roll right up on the boss right off the bat without the clues on accident. You know what I mean? Right. A lot of times you'll pull up to a place, you'll go, oh shit, you can hear it, like the boss is here. Like everything in that game is audio driven. Like you can hear everything. Really? And once you kill the boss, then you have to banish its soul, which takes like 3 minutes. And during the game, from the beginning to the end, you have this ability called dark vision, night sight, or something. And all of a sudden, you'll click it, and the whole screen will go black, and you'll see a lightning bolt shining down on wherever. If someone's banishing the boss, it tells you where you're at. It tells everybody where's you at. Yeah. And then it'll follow you. Once you banish them and you get their omens, then you have to run and hightail it to an extraction. But that lightning bolt will follow you, but they have to go into dark sight to see it. So like you'll have like 2-3 teams chasing you down, and the goal is to basically get the omens and extract. And you only have one guy, and if you die, boom, you lose everything. You got to start from nothing.
The spirit or whatever, you get a stone.
And the omen, it's just like a little thing. You got to run to one of the 3 extraction points. Yeah,
so it gets
but
really
you won't.
Suspenseful
Right,
there.
And you only have one character.
Damn.
And when he dies,
during those 3 minutes, and then literally like
what you can do
is
if you see somebody or if you hear someone fighting a boss, you can hang out outside and wait for him. And then just beat them to the extraction point and kill them. Take the omens and extract right there. Or if you kill someone,
That'd be the
you can
grimy
just
shit that I do.
you can just take
No
all their
doubt.
loot.
That's called being strategic.
If you kill someone, then you could just take their loot. But once you die, you die. You have to start back from scratch. You have to get a brand new hunter with no skills, level 1, no good guns, just garbage ass shit that can't shoot, and it takes like 20 damage from point blank, and from a mile away it takes 1 damage. Like just really shitty things. And the only way you can get good guns right off the bat is if you upgrade your character by using in-game currency that you pay for with real money, unless you earn it by killing people and getting extra shit. But it's a super fun, good game. But not many people that I know play it. Lamar plays it, and it's scary.
Lamar plays everything.
It's scary when you get close to people. You can hear their comms. Like if it's a team of 2 or 3 and they're inside a building. And they're like, I got this over here. I got weapons over here. If once you get close enough to them,
you playing that.
You can hear them.
I remember that. Yeah,
you remember me and him?
They were speaking a different language.
Remember? No. Me and Lamar were going down into the catacombs, Lamar and I, and all of a sudden we ran into this dude, and he was like, ha ha, die, ha ha ha, like all super evil like, and I was like, oh my god, this is so scary. Y'all, if you want to see something funny, go check that shit out.
I think actually we're gonna check that out before I leave. For sure. I'm definitely gonna say, like after we, you have to show me it because I think I'm gonna forget when I get back to the house. I almost want to look at my phone now.
No, you're not gonna look at your fucking phone.
You know what? I was just checking the time.
Yeah, you're gonna keep it off.
Oh, guess what? My friend messaged me.
It's only don't.
Hold on.
Do it. No.
No, wait. Don't exit out. You could end up unmatching her.
Nope.
That would be all bad.
Nope. I didn't unmatch her.
You don't know. Your jeans have that fabric that actually can hit.
They don't. You're making
They can.
it up.
No, actually, denim literally can do that. You know what I thought? It was always fucking crazy.
What?
Hand me my phone back.
I like your boots. When did you get those boots?
All right, look, I've had these boots for a long time. The thing is that my phone's open on your lap, and it could go crazy right now. Like things get pressed and things.
Not.
It is still. It is.
It's not.
Put it over here.
No.
Just put it over here.
You're not going to leave it alone.
No, I will. No,
okay. It's over there. All right. It's good.
Can you make sure it's locked? Can you press the button on the side?
I just locked it.
Can you do that again so I can see that it's locked? Okay, thanks. The thing about touchscreen, like this is what's so weird. Do you remember back in the day when they had the touch lamps? Right? The touch lamps. You could.
That's what that is.
Oh, that one is?
The one all the way up against the wall?
The touch lamps.
Yeah, you touch the base of it
and it fucking whatever.
It lights up 3 different colors.
Why? And what's so crazy, how and why can you take like a piece of paper or cardboard and put it over your finger and touch it and it won't work?
Because it's not exactly. It has to do with the texture of your skin. It does.
Oh my god. Is that right?
No, it's actually the electricity that's going through your body. Your body gives off electricity. It's just a tiny minuscule amount, and it won't work unless you touch metal. It won't work unless
that's true. Actually,
it's
that's
metal.
True.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you're a conduit for the fucking whole.
Correct.
Okay.
Your body is an
my body. I
generator.
think gives off a lot of electricity.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I could shock you right now.
No, do it.
I could. Probably from here. You know. Right? Just zap you real quick.
Tesla coil.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you ever play Command and Conquer?
I loved it.
That was one of my
my
shit.
god,
Red Alert.
You know what I mean, dude? That's literally the fucking
Tesla coil.
Yuri's Revenge.
Yeah,
straight up.
The Tesla coil.
Tesla coil online.
Yeah.
No, that was Goliath online. That was StarCraft. Yeah, but Tesla coils.
The Tesla coil.
Fuck yeah!
Engineers.
I position one. Sing. I'd do them in zigzags so that like fucking one would bounce off the others and then blast the tanks and shit. No one could ever fucking touch me on any type of
giant
Red Alert
strategic
or StarCraft. Because you know what?
I never played StarCraft or
Terran,
Warcraft.
Siege tanks, siege mode, all day long. Rush me with your Zerglings and see what happens. It's gonna actually work.
Do you play WoW?
No,
I
never
bet
did.
you do.
I never
Big
did.
Dummy.
I never did. I never got into it because it was a lot of like RPG, and I just didn't really ever fall into RPG too much. And actually, you know what?
What about Diablo?
Yeah, I loved it.
I played a lot of Diablo. The first Diablo, along with
That was
Hellfire?
that was RPG.
Was it Hellfire? It was
No,
it was a
uh,
mod. It was a mod for Diablo 1, Hellfire, yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
for Diablo 1?
Yeah. Or
Hellfire?
maybe Diablo 2. Hellfire.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It was an add-on for Diablo Hellfire, and I
might be
played the
right.
shit
Yeah,
out of
might be
it.
right, yeah.
And I used to know and that was the first like online game that I would play. That and Half-Life mods like DoD and
Fuck yeah, dude.
Counter-Strike.
You know, we played a lot of tower defense. I love tower defense.
What about that one
that you
team?
build a maze?
Was it
and
Team Deathmatch?
Team for Diablo?
No. Maybe it was in.
Team.
It was a mod for Half-Life. It might have been in
Oh, bro, yeah,
Team
definitely.
Deathmatch,
Fuck
and it was
yeah,
always
dude.
red versus blue.
Absolutely. Half-Life? Oh my god. Dude, Gordon Freeman? Dude, it was definitely Team Deathmatch. Definitely. Dude, Half-Life was so fucking cool to play. I'd love to play that right now.
Yeah.
That was such a fun
Well,
game.
Half-Life, the new Half-Life just came out not that long ago.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
Quake,
that's like,
Unreal,
yep,
all the original games.
Yep.
Played
How many
Quake, played
games
Unreal.
has been
Do you remember
used?
Rot? Probably not. Rot was way back when. And it was ROTT. My dad put me onto that game. And he used to play with his buddies at work when he was working on base, doing
Right.
government contracting. And they were all on a LAN network. And they would play against each other in their offices at the end of the day.
Rot.
I was like 8, 9 years old. And going to my dad's work before my soccer games. After school, I would get dropped off and go to my dad's work and get ready in there. And then he would take me to soccer after work. But while I was getting ready, or it would be like an hour before we could leave, I would get there at 3. He didn't get off till 4 or 5. And then the game was at 6 right down the road. So we would be chilling in there, and he would put me on Doom or Duke Nukem or Rot. And Rot was, it was basically just a multiplayer first-person shooter. And we would play on the LAN there at his work. And it was always me versus a bunch of 40, 50-year-old men. I would always get smashed on, but I loved games since a real young age. But my mom was not cool with me playing games because I would lock myself up. Not really, but like, you know what I'm saying? I would just stay inside and play the games.
Not until later in life.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so big on it now. That's why I quit playing the way that I wanted to, because my mom kind of took me off of it. And then when I was old enough to get my own shit, I had not been playing for so long that I didn't want to jump in late and just get smashed on, which is what happens with every fucking game there is. Once
Yeah.
it gets popular,
Right.
if you didn't get in at the ground level, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way to hang with them. Those people that started at day one are just too good.
And then you have your freaking like savants who
Just
they
stupid
just
good
pick
at
up
every
the
game.
and they're like, you know what? No, I recognize this. I know this. And that's where I fall into play because I know that any game that I put like, huh?
Not to toot your own horn or nothing.
No. I mean, but it is because like 10 minutes into a game, if I find the schematics of like what really and how things move on the game, I can end up just dominating, bro. Like my homie who I went over to his house
did
that
you
I
do
embarrassed
that with
myself
Fortnite?
on before. Excuse me.
Did you do that with Fortnite?
You know, I didn't.
No.
Because I didn't even take but 2 minutes to play that game, and then I just
Nah,
figured
you
out.
played it a few days.
No, it wasn't that. I
You
actually
spent
did
a
it
few
for
days playing it.
Fortnite was.
It's a whole nother level.
Fortnite's probably 25 minutes. It's a little bit more
Fortnite's
than
a
10.
super.
It's a little bit more than 10.
It's
But I
not
didn't
just
play-
a shoot 'em up game. It's a
No,
shoot
it's
'em
not.
up.
It's not like
build 'em
Mortal
up.
Kombat, like what I played at my friend's house, because he was like, let's play the Mortal Kombat 10. I was like, oh shit! Last time I played Mortal Kombat,
Mortal Kombat 11.
they had Goro. You know what I mean? Like,
Mortal Kombat 11.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
the newest one.
Oh, it probably was. Honestly,
you
It
know
was-
what game I
it
really
was
love?
Sick to play, honestly. 'Cause
Mortal Kombat and DC Universe. That was such a great game, and that wasn't that long ago.
Is that fucking real?
You didn't play it? Somebody needs to take this guy outside and smack him around.
DC and Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Like, and you can tag in your fucking partner?
Yeah. But it
Dude,
wasn't
that
really
was like
partners.
Marvel versus Capcom?
It was kind of like that, but it was
Most fucking gangster arcade game to ever exist, bro. I
yeah,
remember
that was
when I
dope.
at Golfland,
You could be
there was literally, like-
Street Fighter or like
yeah, you wanna
Wolverine
hear
or
the first
Ryu.
time I was ever
and
around
Guile.
a game where people were like, dude, the most serious I've ever seen people
Marvel vs.
watching.
Capcom.
Yeah, and it was at Golfland Arcade, and there was literally like 30 people surround. People, you couldn't even get to the front to watch this game because like everyone was just watching these two people play.
There's a famous arcade that used to hold big fighting game tournaments.
Dude,
I think it was Golfland Arcade.
Had brought the biggest crowd around I'd ever seen as a young child.
And people would put the coin on there. I got next. I got winner. That kind of thing.
I never got to the front. I was always in the back, just fucking like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And like the first time I played was when
there's these things on YouTube called the story of blank, the history of blank, and it's all these esports things. And there's like 4 or 5 of them based entirely on the biggest fighting game players. Like,
you know what's crazy is that the first ping pong,
like Justin Wong, and
that's a made-up name.
No, that's a real beast.
It's a real made-up name.
And who's the guy? Daitu Yuminora.
Oh my god.
Daigo, just the #1 Street Fighter game player in the world. A monster, dude. Daigo.
This is a monster.
Yuminora. Daigo. That's that dude. We'll watch it when we're done with this. Street Fighter. Anyway, so yeah, I played a lot of Def Jam Vendetta growing up.
Oh, hell
Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope. Dragon Ball Z games. Oh yeah. Savage Burger. I never liked the food at Cookout, but these 3 things were all 3 amazing. Shout out fucking Cookout.
Yeah, it just changed my mind.
So what's up with your kendama skills? You getting down, brosies?
Nah. Every time I'm over here,
Just a quitter. Just doesn't even want to give it a shot. That is a bunch of mayonnaise, 1 squirt of ketchup, 1 spoonful of sugar, a sprinkle of onion powder, and a sprinkle of paprika. That's it. Mix it all up. Maybe just a little bit of warm water to thin it up, make it not so thick. Boom, you got your yum yum. And it's amazing. And it's so good. I would put that on my nuts and lick it off. I put it on your nuts and lick it off.
I've never ever heard you say that. That was pretty impressive, but I've never thought of that much mayonnaise being put on a cheese curd and it tasting that amazing. I mean, yeah.
You know what I put on cheese curds normally? Honey mustard from Sheetz. I'm gonna take 1 hit of this and then we'll put it out.
That's
give it a fire.
rookie.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And this
It's
isn't
not
weed.
weed.
This is 100% CBD.
It's not only 100%.
It just
You can
smells
look up the
and
Canalytics.
tastes like
it's called
weed.
Canalytics, and they're from Blacksburg, Virginia. Suck could get you high. It's just gonna give you clarity. That's all. You got a fan blowing at you at 100 degrees. Made that shit. I love it. Honestly, this is my last one, but they're $11 a fucking joint.
Hit it one more time. Pass it to me. I'll hit it, and then we can put it out. Okay.
I love it.
I can't smoke up too much down here.
Set up the fire alarm. You smoke cigarettes? Oh yeah, we might set. No, do you smoke cigarettes there? It's like, Jay, I feel weird.
I don't feel weird, but it does taste a lot like marijuana.
Doesn't it?
It smells like marijuana.
Yep. That's what I said.
But I'm cool with that, man. As long as it's not CBD.
Yeah, because
It's cabin. Kabod.
Well, there's so many different variations of CBD. There's CBDA and there's CBDC and there's CBD. Like, I don't know that's right, but
My
I can
dog
say
is
that
being a really good dog right now.
look, packed and freshed. Like they literally, and if you scan that QR code right there,
Yeah.
it'll give you the lab results. And you
But what I'm
literally-
saying is, you're so into that and into your oils and juicing and working out and being healthy.
Why do I fuck with alcohol?
Yeah, it just defeats the purpose.
It does.
It's like you're out here killing yourself every day doing sit-ups and push-ups and
I do
going for
every
runs,
morning, bro. Almost not every morning.
going
but
for runs.
I've been off
Why?
of it for
Just
like
so
2
you can
weeks,
drink
but-
at night?
You know what's funny? Actually, sometimes, I mean, that's half the reason why I work out hella hard in the morning is to know
you know that you want to drink that night?
No. But I know that I might actually eat some high caloric intake food or something that's hella crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I've already kind of like worked that off and I can afford it. But ultimately, like, we're at like a chemical warfare with food, and we're at a like the nutritional and dietitian area. Dietitial. Hey,
who knows
you know,
what
it's
it
like the dietary properties,
supplements,
sure,
okay,
that are like, you take a hit with everything you eat if you're not eating something that's right for your body, right? That's why I eat sardines. Like, I got a can
love
of sardines.
sardines.
Are you fucking for real?
Fucking love them, dude.
Hats off, bro. I got some spring water fucking sardines in my car right now.
I go with the mustard joints. I go with the mustard joints.
Oh, I love those motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, the Louisiana mustard sauce.
Oh, fuck yes.
Hey, I fuck with sardines.
Dude,
always
sardines
have.
are
And
like
you know
$5 a pack now if they're really fucking good.
Well, that's because they got that protein. That's just like tuna.
And omegas.
Stupid expensive.
Those omega traces.
You know what's really good with sardines in it?
What?
A cup of noodles or ramen noodles.
Oh, you're getting bougie as a motherfucker over here.
Putting
Damn.
mozzarella and fucking sardines in your shit.
Throw some cheese on that shit. I feel you, man. It's
that.
funny because, I mean, sardines are like one of those heart healthy foods that they say, you know, the best omega 3s that you can put in your body are the, you know, natural sources.
Else is good? Anchovies.
I actually think that I like. No, I've had Caesar salads.
No, they're better on pizza. But do you know?
Oh yeah, well, that's like the one thing that people say.
Do you know what else is really good that I never thought that I would like because I've always heard horror stories about them?
These nuts.
Good one. Brussels sprouts. Fucking fire, dude.
I'll say Brussels sprouts are probably, you know, Brussels Simmons and Kurt Russell. I mean, I've never.
I'm a pony.
I've never had a bad Brussels sprout.
I'm a pony.
I've never had a Brussels sprout I didn't like, unless it was
My
raw.
mother makes great Brussels sprouts, soaked in butter with salt.
Oh my god! Where's she?
You know what else is
Where's
fire?
she at?
At home. You know what else is fire? Asparagus, soaked in butter with salt.
Yo,
my mother soaks all her vegetables in butter and sprinkles salt over all of them. Squash, zucchini, cucumbers, any kind of
butter soaked Brussels, baby.
I'm telling you,
those butter soaked Brussels, baby.
But grilled, dog.
Those asparagus Brussels.
Are you fucking up?
Have you ever ate I'm just gonna say, because have you ever ate asparagus? Okay, and then in the same day, it has to be the same day, and then you piss.
It's a different color.
It's a different smell, and it's a different experience. I mean, it's like you fart out of your penis. Like, it's like, honestly, I've never ever in my life smelt such a ridiculous odor from my urine and especially after eating asparagus. I'm like, because, you know, every once in a while you're like, damn, that's a strong odor of piss. But asparagus, that'll change your mind.
That's CBD. Yeah, it opened me up. It opened the world up.
Enlightening, man.
I'm just giggly kind of. I'm smiley.
Yeah, it's enlightening.
It's cool.
Man.
I'm not stoned.
No.
I'm not high. I'm not like paranoid and freaking out. But I definitely am chill and laid back and just enjoying myself.
Yeah.
We could probably keep talking all night.
You get enlightened. I'm fine with that.
We could produce 7 hours of content,
and you can
chop this up and make it into 3 different shows.
30 minutes.
Never.
7 hours to 30 minutes. Yeah,
never.
That's the good ratio.
No, 2 hours to 3 hours will be the episode lengths.
Oh, so you're saying a lot of this stuff is going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
The majority of it.
Oh,
only a couple minutes is gonna be cut out.
All right.
Yeah, but that's what people want. They don't want a television show. They want a wiretap. They want
That's
want
why I've
to
always thought about
hear.
wearing a fucking GoPro.
Yeah.
Of my life, like literally just a GoPro cap, and just literally doing it while I'm serving and everything.
While you're knocking on doors.
Everything.
While you're in the van talking to people.
Yep.
While you're macking on bitches at the club.
That's why Facebook Live became a thing. You know, because Facebook Live, it's like you're tapping into someone's life right then and there on Facebook.
No. They do that so that It's
can
like
catch
live
murders and
streaming.
shit.
No.
Live stream. That's what I mean. Yeah, live stream.
No. It has nothing to do with
I think
wiretap. No, a wiretap, by what I mean, is people want to hear the conversation that we would have if we weren't on the air. That's what they want to hear. They want to see have like a window into our lives, like our real lives, and really see how we are as people.
Yeah.
They don't want this made up image that we have structured and put together and decided on, that we want to look this way and want to sound this way, so this is what we're gonna make it before we put it out. No, none of that bullshit. We're just gonna raw cut this shit. And if we say some bad words that maybe might piss off a lot of people, then we're gonna cut that out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe a handful of things.
Yeah.
But the majority of this is going straight in, straight out.
Like a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
man.
dog's being really good right now.
He's being amazing.
Yeah. Took a little bit. Takes a little bit of time for him to get used to being in that kennel.
He's a quick learner. He's got a good trainer.
A good head on his shoulders. And some people might think I'm mean to him, but I'm not mean to him. I love that dog with all my heart, but I can't have him acting a fool. He is a Doberman Pinscher, a giant. He's big for his age now. After he's a year and a half old and he's 100 pounds, he can't be acting up like that. People are gonna get hurt. You know, if he's all up in people's faces, nibbling on your nose and shit like that, he's just playing, but it hurts. You know what I'm saying? It hurts now. Like if I'm playing around with him.
It might seem like a good time for him, but really, you're
right.
just
It hurts
abused.
people,
Yeah.
so I got to teach him
My
what's
cat bit me
acceptable
earlier
and
this
what's
morning.
not acceptable.
On my nose. See that? See the nose?
Yeah.
My
It's almost
cat.
as bad as this one
My cat
fucker
bit
that
me.
decided to take a bottle cap and rub it into my neck. I still have the mark.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he was drunk. I don't hold it against him.
I think he was just using a special tactic.
No, he
Yeah.
was
I don't know.
especially tactically drunk.
It was definitely a special move.
So that's a cool mic you got there, Mike.
I almost feel like I need to start singing in this thing.
All right, let me pull up the
Funny enough, everyone thinks
the topics
that I
list.
can't sing.
Big fucking
Wait,
pharma.
that I can't.
What do you think
that
about
I
Big Pharma?
can't
And what do you think about the
sing,
opioid epidemic?
But I can. Oh, let's not talk about that.
It's just
What do I
such a
think about
rough
it?
thing. It's just such a rough thing. I have lost so many people that I love and have known to it. And what do you think would be the best way to get it to stop? How do you think the government should act to
Everyone
this?
should.
Do you think they should? Do you think that
Just
if they
stop
made
doing
it, well, no shit. But do you think if they made it legal, it would help, or would it make it worse?
No, because that's a drug that even I have
Serious issues controlling yourself around it?
fuck no. But I have no, because I don't want to do it anymore at all. But I know that when I did do it, that I didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like once
And
it's
you
out
got
of your system,
you
it's
got
like,
the highest willpower of anybody I've ever met.
It's the once.
Well, for most of the time, most of the part,
Well,
mostly.
September 6, 2012, bro. It's the last time I took a Suboxone before I left for Cali, bro. I had to separate myself from the fucking. I had to detach
How I did
myself
it.
from the access.
That's how I did it.
You know what I'm saying?
The
My
last
access.
time that I
and
did
then I had
anything?
enough people. Shout out Mike, love you, bro. That enough people to tell me like, what the fuck you doing in your life, bro? Like,
Yeah.
do you want to just be this motherfucker all the rest of your life, or do you want to be somebody who can make a change for other people in your life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are we here? Why are we here? To help other people. You know what I mean? And like, if you can't help
Is that
yourself,
O'Leary?
shout out.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, dog?
I don't know you, but I know you.
But he's a
Big fan of Mike O'Leary.
that's top dog right there, man.
So here's the question. I was hooked on opiates at one point,
yeah. Who wasn't around here?
and the way that I got off the opiates was because I was living in
Can't believe that's
in
mayonnaise.
Denver, and it was
it
fire
was
ass
everywhere, yeah.
heroin. It was really good, and it was stupid cheap at $7 a point, and that's
Ew.
what I was paying for it.
Oh my
Not
god.
not what
They were getting
not
it
what
for.
the bosses were
Oh,
getting
God,
it for.
50
No,
cents.
I was paying
Damn.
$7
They're
a point.
definitely. Oh my god.
Well, it's supposed to be $10 a point, but you could get them down to 7, and you could get 3 for 21 or 2 for 14. So I was doing it left and right. I was knocking on doors for myself, doing some grimy, illegal shit. making money, spending on dope every single day, living in a cave, and the only way to
Like
stop,
Osama.
the only way to stop was to leave Denver and move home. And I even still
Did you
couldn't
have
stop.
electricity in there?
Yeah, we had an apartment. I mean, and I was
Was it
paying.
like a side of a mountain type cave, or was it like
No, it was in the middle of downtown Denver. There was nothing but $1 million condos all around us. But my apartment
was
was like a tiny ass little old. It was in what is now known as the Firefighter Museum of Denver. It was the first fire department, and they had a set of apartments right next door to it where all the firefighters lived, so that if they got called to if the alarms went off,
yeah.
they all lived right there. Boom, they
You
could
guys
just
had
run out of
ADT?
their house. What?
The alarms? You had ADT?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay. I just want to know. I want to make sure. Shout outs.
Anyway, so there are these really old apartments that were literally built in like 1910, 1915, and like all the boilers, the pipes and everything, this was built before there was running water, before there was electricity. So all the electrical and plumbing was on the outside of the walls, strapped to it, like with like brackets and shit holding it to the ceilings.
Yeah.
And everything, like with the water heater in the closet, and everything was running to that, not through the walls. So all the walls were brick, and so everything was on the outside of the wall. It was kind of cool, and it was all painted with thick, like probably 20 layers of white paint. Every time they got a new tenant and then kicked them out and brought a new one in, they would go in there and paint everything white. And so like it was real thick white paint all over all these old pipes
Like
and shit.
insulation, pretty much.
Yeah, well, it was just cool because everything was super old, but it was only $350 a month. And it was a one bedroom, kind of like a studio. It had like one front room with a little tiny hallway with a closet on each side of it, and then it went into a back room, which was a dining room with a kitchen attached and a bathroom in a corner, and that was it. So you had like the front room / living room, and then a kitchen / dining room with a bathroom. And
It's functional.
the front living room, we had a pull-out couch, so it was also our bedroom.
Oh yeah.
And we paid $350 a month, so that was dirt cheap.
Right.
It was right in the middle of downtown Denver, so we didn't need cars. We just walked everywhere, took the bus everywhere, and lived there for a year and some change. Loved it. But then I got real bad on the drugs, and then I started to hate it. And then the only way to get away and get off of it was to come home, and I did, and I still couldn't get off it. It's that hard. Like
Right.
even not being around, the first thing I did when I came home was try to find something, and I did, but it was real shitty and super expensive. It was like $25-30 a point. So this is like 5 times the price that I was paying there, and it wasn't nearly as good. And so I was just like, man, I can't keep doing this. So that's when I got back on pills. But then the pills weren't nearly as strong as heroin, and so, but the heroin wasn't strong enough to be worth the money. So that's when I started just taking Suboxone to keep myself from being sick all the time. And then I just kept taking Suboxone, still to this day, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm still sober. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I mean, I do, and I smoked that CBD stuff just now. But I normally don't like the feeling when I smoke weed. I tried it like a year ago, and then a year before that I tried it just to see if my brain has changed enough to where I could enjoy it. But there was a time years and years ago that I ate a whole bunch of mushrooms, way more than I was supposed to, and I had a really bad trip, and ever since then there's been a chemical imbalance in my brain, and I can't smoke weed. If I smoke weed, I have a really bad time, and I hate the feeling. Not to mention, there's no shitty weed anymore. So if you smoke weed, it's like catatonic.
Yeah, right.
So you're stuck and you're
no
stupid
joke, no
high.
joke.
You could accidentally take a hit from weed and be stoned out of your mind forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not,
Dude,
you
like,
can't
shout
just
out to
take-
Mac and GMO, homie.
you can't just take small hits of poopy weed and like,
No, there's no more poopy
pace
weed.
yourself that
Unless
way.
unless you're searching for poopy
It's
weed.
just stupid.
Yeah, all the
fire
weed is
all over the place.
dank.
And so, I don't smoke weed. I drink socially
love
if we
weed.
go out to the bar, or if we go to a club if me and Brittany decide to go out as a
Pretty
couple for like a holiday, for like New Year's or something. I'll drink then. But the last time I got drunk I woke up and had just a really man. Every time I drink, I'm like never again because I hate hangovers.
Yeah.
It just ruins your whole next day.
Yeah.
And
You gotta prepare for that.
It's just so bad. I don't drink enough to remember to prepare for it.
Every time I drink, I always got a gallon with me, fresh water, and then I just make sure to just keep going with the water and then the alcohol and the water and the alcohol, you know. But like I don't actually get drunk anymore. I used to get drunk when I'm like in a social setting. Yeah, you might find me drunk.
Blackout, falling on your face drunk.
No, I never really get that. I've only blacked out maybe a couple times, and that was when I got dosed, one time.
At my bachelor party,
Oh God.
we went out and got really drunk,
No, yeah.
and then I had to corral you back to the hotel room.
Oh, I know. I got.
I
really,
had to
that's the
hold
black. That's
you-
one of the. That's one of the blackout drunks.
I had to hold you to get you into the hotel room, and then I got you in the hotel room,
And then I left.
and we stayed and waited for Chris and Travis to show up with the Jimmy Johns, and they showed up, and we were all sitting down eating, and we had all gotten in our pajamas, and
Yeah.
you were standing up, still bouncing around, and next thing you know, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get this," and we were like, "No," and you just ran out the door, and then they looked at me, and I'm not going to get him this time. He'll find his way back.
Yeah.
And you did. So, I'm glad you made it home, but
Oh, I
that
don't
was
know
one
if
of
I
them
made it
nights.
home. I just made it back to the hotel.
Yeah, that
I
was
I
one of
wasn't
them.
home. I wasn't home. There was no
blackout
vacancy.
drunks.
Yeah, that was a blackout drunk for sure. But the other blackout drunk was
Where
when
did you go that night?
I have no idea.
You probably went and killed a cop. Yep.
48 hours later.
You're a cop killer.
Cold case now. It's cold case, bruh. You know what
It's
they
probably
say?
not something to laugh about,
You
but
know what they say? No, it's not. I'm not a killer.
yeah, neither one of us are harmful people. I do have a line, and if people disrespect me or cross a line, then there's something that needs to be
The
done
only thing
about
I
it.
kill
But I don't go out of my way to cause
is
harm to people
food
that don't deserve
and
it.
bowls and bong hits and dabs and beer
And the pussy.
Well, you know, it just depends.
Gotta destroy the pussy.
I'll destroy it, but it just depends. Like,
Okay, what about electric cars? What are your thoughts on electric cars?
I feel like Tesla has the advantage.
Well, no shit, but I'm saying, like, you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's
Oh yeah,
not going to
photovoltaics-
last?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's gonna be it's gonna be the biggest wave. What I feel that the supply and demand for the materials needed to process and really produce, batteries are gonna be very tough in the next 10 years to come across.
You think so?
Because it's already a big thing right now. Because there's only so many manufacturers that are producing the batteries needed that actually are good quality batteries for EVs. And when it comes down to like LG and what they're producing,
What are they producing?
kind of like so you have like your different tiers of alcohol.
Yeah.
So they're producing they're producing the well batteries. They're producing the batteries that work for these vehicles.
Oh, the ones that they're making in super bulk that aren't very good?
Right.
Okay.
And then you have your companies that are producing the Rolls Royce of batteries. That Tesla
top
has
shelf.
pretty much, Tesla's cornered that shit.
Well,
they're
Elon
pretty much-
fucking Musk is just a crazy
Oh, and I remember when I
mad
could have bought
genius.
some of that stock for like $9.
Dude, I saw the first time I ever saw a Tesla was at the very first Tesla dealership, right when it opened.
Oh, in Florida.
No, in Malibu.
Oh, in LA?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no shit.
I was staying at Santa Ana,
Uh-huh.
and I was knocking doors on the PCH
Mm-hmm.
in Malibu.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nothing but, if you've driven down a PCH through Malibu, there's
Mhm.
like a strip of houses that are on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
on the water side of the PCH,
Yeah.
and then on the land side is the hills, and then you see like Britney Spears' parents' house, and then like Michael Jackson's
Oh, I know.
house.
When we were staying in Malibu on Topanga Mountain, we saw Kim Kardashian's spot.
Yeah,
from the
in
mountain, like, you could-
Calabasas.
And no, it's the top of Topanga Mountain.
Is that
it's
in
like-
Calabasas? Because that's where she
I
lives.
don't know. I think maybe.
Anyway, they I was knocking doors along the PCH in Malibu.
What's the
And I
PCH stand
saw-
for again?
Uh,
Pacific Coast Highway.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And I saw a sign for Tesla. And I was coming up over a hill, and so that's the first thing I saw. And I was like, what the hell? And all you could see was the T. And I couldn't see the word
That's
Tesla.
all you can see on the vehicle.
And I was like,
Hella
what the
people be
hell is
rubbernecking on
that? What is
Like
that?
What's that? You know.
And
the
then
shit,
as
what
I
the shit
got
said
up,
at work?
got further, and then it said Tesla, and I was like, I know who Tesla is.
Yeah.
I know that-
Everyone knows who Tesla is.
Right. And then I got over the hill, and I saw that it was a car dealership, and I walked up to it. I was like, wow, these are, because the first Teslas were really, really sporty looking, almost like Lamborghini / Ferrari /
Oh, really?
Porsches. Yeah, they're like
first
real small, bubbly. Like they look a lot like they still make them that look like that, but they
Mhm.
also make like the Model
S.
S that looks like a Prius almost, you know,
3.
or Model
I haven't seen that one.
X or Model O.
No,
one
they have
of
the
them.
dual motor one.
Anyway,
But I know that I know this chick.
they have a hatchback looking one that
Oh,
looks
do
all
they? I haven't
mama
seen that.
grocery
Like
go
Fiat
getter.
almost of one? Like a Fiat type, like a smart car type.
No, it looks
Tesla.
like a fucking Prius.
Oh, really? No shit, I haven't seen that. This one chick at work, I was like, I got a new car, and it was my Subaru. But I was like, I got a new car, and she was like, oh, what'd you get? And I was like, a Tesla Model S 100. I said a PD 100, I think it was a PD 100. And she was like, you have a Tesla? And I was like, out in the parking lot right now. She was like, if you give me a ride home, I'll suck your dick. Literally in front of the whole, like, we were in the alley, bro, like, literally in front of everybody. And I was like, well, I'm off at 3. Right?
It's the Model X.
Oh, Model X. Okay.
Grocery go getter.
Oh, yeah, that's what the fucking butterfly doors?
I don't.
All I
think so.
know is that
Oh,
they have a
yeah.
Subaru,
But they look
or, I mean, a
super
fucking
like
SUV.
dope.
Dude, that's the one. Look at the doors.
Yeah.
That's the
gold
one,
wings.
right?
That's the new TMX Freestyle
So
Model
they
X.
have, dude,
Tesla Model X
that
Freestyle.
reminds me of the
What?
time I pulled up to the movie theater
The gold wing doors.
and they had this dude pulled up in a Tesla, and no joke, this fool popped his doors and they opened up like Lambos, and I'm telling you, this dude couldn't have been more than fucking 7 or 8 inches, probably a good foot, 12 inches away from each car as he parked, and he hit his doors, and those motherfuckers literally, like, it was so awesome. It's the best way to get out of a car. Like, you don't even have to, like, worry about
It
hitting the
just
next
pulls
door.
you
Like,
out.
it
if you hold on to it, pulls you out of the car.
probably.
So you don't gotta
Yeah,
stand up.
probably. That's the hack. That's the Tesla hack right there. Yeah.
The
Shout out
geek
Reddit.
hack. The geek hack.
Yep, dude. But it was so cool to see that, because the technology behind that, I'm sure there's smart sensors that indicate whether or not it can open because of the distance between each car. It's like, sorry, cannot open door, because it's all cyber driven.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right? Because
Brittany's
they said,
car is like that. It beeps if there's a car next to it.
dude, they said that the fucking Teslas
Drive
inside
themselves.
are fucking a derivative of a fucking like a jet cockpit.
No way.
Yeah.
No, jet
Yeah.
cockpits have so much shit,
That's
and a
what I'm
Tesla
saying.
only
No,
has
they're
one
saying
screen.
They're design-
No,
dude, they're
there's
saying
no way.
the technology.
There's no way
in
you're
it-
lying. No,
I'm
I don't
saying-
believe you.
I'm
I don't
saying,
believe you.
bro.
I know what you're saying.
I know.
I heard you
It's
say
a
it.
lot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot. They design their own
A lot.
seats.
It's
They don't. Tesla designs everything in America. Down
Now
to their
that's a
seats.
lie.
No,
they don't.
I'm not
they
fucking
don't.
playing.
They don't design this kendama or this.
No. They design Tesla designs everything that what they produce with their cars. What Elon Musk has actually designed, everything in a Tesla is produced in America. They don't outsource.
In a Tesla.
They don't outsource.
I thought you
dime.
said they designed everything in America.
Well, actually, I'm saying, like, they design it in America. Like, they don't outsource to China or anything like that.
Okay,
You know
but
what
they
I'm saying?
don't design everything that's in America.
How do we really know?
You're right. You're right. Elon fucking Musk is a genius, a vaginius.
He could have had his hands in everything.
I
man.
watched him on
He's
Joe Rogan, and
designing
he
this-
was like getting stoned on Joe Rogan.
Oh, that cost
Right.
him the biggest controversy to almost
Yeah.
lose his security clearance and all
Yeah,
that.
their stocks went down 7 points because of that, and then it turned around, and jumped up 9.
I wish I would have bought when it dropped 7.
just because
Just that
people were
little
like,
bit.
"What are you doing, smoking marijuana,
Right.
Elon Musk?"
Right.
And then he's like,
Until you guys
"Bitch,
need
I've
it.
been smoking weed my whole life," and they're like, oh, "Okay, cool. We'll buy that stock back."
Is that what he said?
No,
Oh.
but I'm saying
That's what he
like,
should have said.
he's a genius, dude. Get off his nuts. Whatever he's doing, guarantee you he thought it out first.
He's a forward thinker. I almost think that, like, when it comes down to it, I'm sure there's some psychedelics that opened up his mind, or if not, his mom is
You know about Mike Tyson?
is a makeup model. You know that?
Dope.
His mom is a big makeup model. She's actually a huge makeup model. And
You know about
Neil Degrasse?
no Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Mike Tyson. My
Like the
defense is impregnable.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
offense
Oh
is,
yeah, he's a beast.
yeah.
He's gotten smarter now.
Dude, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's a smart guy now.
When I listened to him in
He's
like
ate
the
shrooms.
mid
He ate
'90s,
shrooms.
let me talk, dude.
You're
and
doing
then-
it.
No, you keep cutting me off.
All right,
Trying
go
to
ahead.
finish my sentence before I get there. So in the mid '90s, I used to watch clips and watch compilations of Mike Tyson clips of him just acting out mid 2000s on YouTube, and he would just be cussing out reporters like, I don't usually do interviews with women unless I fornicate with them. He's like, so you can either be quiet or,
Suck my dick.
he says you can either be quiet or, or he said there was one time this guy was like, called him in for an interview, and then he said, so a lot of people are saying you're a piece of shit because you're a convicted rapist. And he's like, so how does that make you feel? He was like, you're a fucking piece of shit for asking me that question. You're a rat piece of shit. You're a rat bastard. And the guy was like, whoa, Mike. Nah, it was just a question. He was like, nah, fuck you. You're a piece of fucking shit. Now I'm fucking done with this shit. Fuck you. And walked out.
I've seen that actually.
Kirked out. And
Yeah.
he was all right to do that because the
Yeah.
dude tried to call him out on air. But
I probably do the same thing.
Mike Tyson used to go off the handle and say some wild ass shit and make me think, wow. There was this one dude he was cussing out at a press conference, and it was like some press guy asked him some question. He was like, "Fuck you," and like going ape shit on him from the stands or from the stage, and people were like holding him back and shit. He was like, "You wouldn't last 2 minutes in my world. You would step into a man's world, you little pussy bitch. I will fuck you. I will fuck you till you love me, faggot," right in front of everybody. And my boy Tyler used to say that all the time. "I fuck you till you love me, faggot."
Yeah, dude, you gotta pull that savagery out on people.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
fucking Mike Tyson used to go ham on people, but now,
He's a humble individual.
now,
He's
but
intellectually inclined.
now he's super. He sounds like a smart old man, and if you ask him, which Joe Rogan did, said, "Hey, what really changed your way of thinking, your life?" And he said, "I licked the frog. I licked the frog, man. I went out there in the woods and I licked the frog." Now, that's DMT. There's certain frogs that excrete their pineal gland excretes their DMT onto their back. And it's the same kind of frog that excretes, the neurotoxin venom that the Amazon tribes dip their
fucking
darts and shit and shoot it.
'em at people.
Okay, that kind of same thing, except it excretes a super potent hallucinogenic / DMT. And Mike Tyson, they call it licking the frog or smoking the frog. They'll take it off and then dry it and then scrape it up and smoke it. The secretion, the juices. Anyway, he did that and he had a crazy crucial trip, and then boom, came out of it a whole different person. And that's happened to tons of people. There's a lot of people that have DMT trips and it changes their life for the better, because when we're living in this material world, this world that we see every day, where we think that a nice car or having a nice house or all this money and all this shit is super important, your image, your social media is all so important to life, and it's really just the cover of the 300 chapter book that is life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you start hallucinating and going into those deep hallucinogenic trips, you can think about multiple things at once, and
Yeah.
you really dig into who you are
Right.
and dig into the meaning of
Yeah.
life. You're 30, 50 chapters deep into this thing,
Mhm.
and then boom, you come out of it.
Mhm.
You come out of it 15 minutes, 20
Sure.
minutes into the world's heaviest trip. You just
Super true.
snap right
Yeah.
out of it,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
still know what happened.
Yep.
And so people come out of it with a whole new lease on life. They start thinking, that wasn't my life that I've been living for years. Ain't shit. It's literally raking the leaves off of the earth when I should be digging miles deep into it, like, and what they do is then turn around and go open businesses or write a fucking book or go take better care of their body and go start eating healthy and all this important shit that's gonna actually, you know, they'll have kids or spend more time with their family or just have these mind-blowing revelations that change their life for the better. And people put this stigma on hallucinogenics, like, oh my god, you're a druggie. And I can't even trip, and I haven't tripped since that one real bad trip with mushrooms back in 2006. But once I get all my shit straight and I don't have nothing negative to think about, I wouldn't be against doing a DMT trip. I wouldn't be against it. I'd like to delve into my brain. Yeah. How do you think the world's gonna end?
Well, I mean, backtracking on the whole shroom epidemic or the whole shroom topic, is that I had Mike, once again, shout out Mike, what's up? He ended up himself just recently shrooming, which he is not a person who, especially right now, or just really like just at our age, you know, because like once you do enough drugs at a young age, and then you kind of it's not that you can't do them anymore, but once you hit that area and stage of life where it's like, okay, I need to really dig my feet in and be more established, you know,
it's time to shit or get off the pot,
right?
Time to be a grown-up.
Exactly.
It's no more time for play.
But yet he was also having a lot of like, damn, why am I feeling like this all the time? Why can't I control my anger issues? And it's becoming like a mental issue now. He ended up taking a couple doses of shrooms, like different times he had dosed on shrooms, and twice now. And he's told me that, like, bro, like the results have been not only euphoric and not only enlightening, but just life-changing. Like Mike Tyson, he's like, dude, it's taken away like that urge to get pissed off at the small things. And I'm like, really? And he's like, dude, yeah, it's great, bro. Like he called me and literally sounding and talking like a whole different person. And it was
like with an English
like
accent.
He was too far away. No, right?
Hello, sir. Like, hello, this is Mike now.
Back
and
in
I will
London,
say it.
You know what I mean?
Incredible the way I'm feeling now. I say, in Australian, either way.
I'm
But
back
I
in
would say-
London town, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like he literally had me almost like, dude, what's? Because at first he didn't tell me what was going on. He was just talking to me about like different things, and I was like, what's up, man? Like, you seem really happy. What's going on? He's like, dude, I can't tell you about my trip last night. Like, I can't. He could tell me about it, but he's like, dude, I can't tell you how I feel right now. More than just explaining like how this trip went, and it went really well, and la da 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 da. But it's true that it not only affects you as a person, but it affects your mental chemistry to a point where you do bring that, like psilocybin. John Hopkins has been doing research on psilocybin treatments, and they have had, I believe, a 98 or 99% success rate
With like Alzheimer's and shit.
in dementia and neurological disorders.
Do you know what I think Alzheimer's and dementia are?
Because Sanchez Ramos in Brazil has actually proved this to be true, but he got assassinated.
Do you know what I think with Alzheimer and dementia? I think your brain is a lot like a hard drive, and it can only hold a certain amount of.
It needs to get wiped.
Well, yeah. Once your brain is full,
Yeah.
then shit just
Starts to
starts
short
dropping.
circuit.
It just starts dropping, and you don't
Right.
get to pick what goes, and you don't get to pick how long you have known it. That's why your short-term memory, your long-term memory, shit just starts dropping.
Yeah.
I think also not sleeping enough has a direct correlation with Alzheimer's.
For sure.
Yeah, if the people that you know, like I've met a lot of people in my life that have been like, I've lived 20, 30 years on 4 hours of sleep a night, 3 hours of sleep a night. I'm fine. And then they're the ones that end up with Alzheimer's. They're the ones that end up dementia and shit.
Yep.
And
That's a true thing, man.
yeah, I think getting sleep is a major part of life.
Huge.
Yeah, a part of just being a healthy individual, getting your
man.
sleep.
Hey, down.
Calm. What do you think about aliens? You believe in aliens?
Absolutely.
What do you think about them?
I think that they're already here. That we've already been communicating and already been delegating with them, and that
Do you think it's just one type?
I think that we are aliens. You know, I think that we collectively, as human individuals, have not only proved that we are far out of our own existence at times, but yet we have interacted with. I think that, like, if you think about it, like, racism is what it is because we're all different, right? No one wants to accept the difference. It's an alien type of ideology, you know.
Yeah.
Like when you alienate somebody, you know, you're pretty much putting them out of your putting them away from your own boundary because you're not comfortable with who and how they are. And quite frankly, I think that we all have this type of. I think we all have the same thought that there is life out there, you know, like you can't deny that if there's different species on the same planet, dogs, humans, plants are alive, photosynthesis, that there isn't another source of life beyond us that is intelligent and making decisions too. I mean, it's like, come on now. How could you be so dense to
really think that all life is right here?
That we are just literally commanders of this world, and that we are the only ones to exist that think the way we do? Nah, you know. Like, honestly, you look at an animal, like what he's doing right now. It's like
he's a puppy, by the way. For everybody who's seeing this and has never seen this dog, he is 4.5 months. His name is Aegis.
Mm-hmm.
He's named after the Greek mythological shield. It's also a synonym for the word protection. Like since Jay is at my house, he is under my aegis. It's my responsibility to protect him. And so Aegis is me and my wife's protection dog. Right now he's just a pup.
My wife and I.
He's a rambunctious, wild puppy. He's the nicest puppy on the planet. He's never been mean or mad ever. He's been frustrated and he gets annoyed when I be mean to him. But I'm not ever just mean to him. I'm trying to train him because he's only half of his full size. And he's going to get so big that he needs to know how to control himself now before he gets so big and people get hurt around him, because he can't be playing rough with kids, and he can't just bite somebody's hand off and think it's funny.
No, they got two.
Like, I gotta teach him what's acceptable and what's not. So I put my hand in his mouth and let him bite, and then as soon as he gets too hard, I tell him, hey, no. And I've done it enough now to where he pretty much knows. He doesn't ever really bite too hard. But
It's like disciplining a child.
he's just, exactly, he is my child.
You gotta spank that ass.
Sometimes you gotta whoop him. Now, I don't mean abuse him. I don't mean cause physical bodily harm, but definitely scare him
You know what's alien to
into
me?
thinking. You have to scare
Like,
him
when you
every
think-
time he does something wrong. That way he knows in the future, if he plans to do something wrong, that something bad is going to happen. But go ahead. Back to aliens, back to Tom DeLonge, Academy of the Stars, your homie. A few
Stars
things that we
Academy.
need to talk about.
Dude, their research, that what they've been doing and how things have been working with them, unbelievable.
What about Bob Lazar, Dr. Greer?
Right, Dr. Greer. The fucking not Project Bluebeam, but the other
Disclosure Project.
Disclosure Project. But then the other project he was talking about, where the next war we have is going to be a space war. It's going to be a war, a planetary,
You need to calm down, boy.
intergalactic planetary war. Oh,
He's a sitter. Don't get him flailing. He's got long limbs.
it's okay.
Anyway,
You're
intergalactic planetary war, like Star Wars.
I mean, like if we were to find some type of
Yeah, get up here.
mineral source or some type of fossil fuels or anything on another planet, and like let's say that we did first, right?
Or someone else found
So-
them here.
well, let's say that we did first. America landed first, you know?
Right.
And when we're there, and it's a huge planet, and we've pretty much categorized that like, let's say America lands on, you know, Mars first. Let's just, for shits and giggles. And we find some type of, you know, we found water, I think, on Mars, and or the moon. And, you know, we get there, like, supposedly on the dark side of the moon, which we never see, on the ass end of the moon.
Right.
Jeff Bezos and...
Steve Jobs.
No.
They
Or
went
where they
he
moved
was
him
one of
to?
them.
Yeah, where they moved him to? Yeah, right. They're building on the moon. Yeah, right. And they're in their fucking... They're basically, they've extracted people from America to the moon and to other planets already, and they're building and they're colonizing there right now. But let's just say, like, you know, America was to land there first, and then they find some type of resource that's beneficial to economy or any type of life, and then, okay, that news gets to the, you know, Russia or China, or, you know, the news gets to people who have the ability to go there as well.
Right.
And then they land there, and then it's like, what the fuck you doing here? And it's like, well, I'm here to get this. And it's like, no, the fuck you're not. So
We're here
boom!
first. Yeah.
Now it's war. Now it's intergalactic war. You know what I mean? Where we're sending out fucking missiles and shit. We're shipping them.
Wait, so we're going... It's an intergalactic war. We're fighting Russia on another planet? Why wouldn't we just take them out here?
Because they're on another planet now as well.
But it just doesn't make sense to fight someone from Earth on another planet
But
and
that's
waste
the
all
next
those
wave of
resources.
war.
It doesn't make
It's
sense.
the best way. Dude, how would it not make sense? That's the best economical value you can ever fucking achieve. Is a war that doesn't exist. That's just fucking commentary. You can't even see it.
Right.
What are you gonna have cameras in space on the other planet?
So just making
Looking at
up
this
a
shit?
war?
Absolutely.
Fake war? Okay,
That's
see,
a
that
fake
makes
fucking
sense
war, dude.
because I told you it doesn't make sense to have that war unless
But don't
you're
make,
making
if
it up.
Yeah, and you're making it up. Like L'Oreal, bro.
Like Max Factor.
Yeah, like fucking Maybelline.
Like Clinique.
Yeah.
Like Too Faced.
Yeah, like Urban Decay.
Like Bare Minerals.
Yeah, like what's his face? Ulta.
Like Sephora.
Like Macy's.
Like Belk.
Who?
Belk.
Who?
Belk, dog.
Oh, Belk. I don't know that's a thing.
Like Montgomery Ward. Like Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, you're gonna make it up like Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, like Heather Locklear.
Oh, she's actually pretty cool.
All right, so
Heather
I
Locklear.
think that this has
Heather
been
Locklear.
great.
Oh, we got a special guest arriving.
Actually, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Seems to have a bag in her hands too. She's got a gift bag for the
Right.
crew.
We're gonna wrap this up. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in.
We're gonna wrap it up like Reynolds.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Check us out on the next one. Come say hey, babe. This is my wife, my beautiful wife, Brittany. Just wave at the camera.
Negative points.
All right, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us and watching. Be sure next time, go ahead and drop a like and a follow, and you know, if you're feeling
Hit the
super
subscribe button.
froggy, hit that red subscribe button.
You know which one it is.
Let us know
Red
down
buttons,
in the
baby.
comments what you want us to talk about, whether or not you liked it, so we can tailor-make this experience for y'all. I appreciate it, and peace out.